Hollywood actor and producer Richard Gere, in an exclusive conversation with WION, speaks about why he chose Buddhism. In a freewheeling interview, he asserts that not China, only Tibetan people will decide who would be the next Dalai Lama. He says that it's easier to enter North Korea than entering Tibet. And further, he said that India has been a wonderful host and Tibetan people would not have survived without India's help. Watch excerpts of this interview of Richard Gere with WION's Molly Gambhir.
What drew you towards Buddhism and advocating for Tibetan culture and human rights?
We are told the conceptual frameworks of our world and our emotional world, and even like what we are. Who am I? What am I? What is this all about? Is that my internal experience of that, my innate experience of that, was not fitting the external description. And so I explored different ways of looking at my mind, at the universe, at the world of emotions, the world of suffering. And Buddhism was something that really touched me quite deeply.
What are your thoughts on the Dalai Lama's legacy and his potential succession, considering China's attempts to influence the process?
Dalai Lama is a bodhisattva. He's going to come back no matter what. His mission in being is to help other beings. Again, he would not be reborn in a Chinese-controlled area if it was not free. He would be born in a free place, and he would be born with the traditional signs and guardrails. And the Ganden Photang, which is the close people around him, would be empowered to decide who is the next incarnation when he's discovered as a boy. So over the last 10, 15 years, people have been begging him within the Tibetan culture and outside of Tibetan culture to continue. So he was able to say at the time of this 90th birthday that he's heard from people, and it's become clear that the institution is still desired and wanted by the Tibetan people, so he would continue. So he will come back as the Dalai Lama, and that institution will be there to help people going forward. But this is completely up to the Tibetan people. It has nothing to do with the Chinese.
Tell us more about the measures that you have taken for the preservation of Tibetan culture and human rights as inspired by the Dalai Lama's teachings.
Well, you know, I'm deeply proud of being able to help publish books of important Buddhist books that I've been able to sponsor. I look back at all the things that I have done. I'm really pleased that I can use my voice on their behalf and highlight the human rights abuses, highlight the reality of what's going on. Much of what ICT does is give truth through our own research and our own sources of information to the world, because Tibet is completely locked up right now. My journalist friends, it's much easier to get into North Korea than it is to get into Tibet and report on what's going there. So this is a martial state. This is a place where essentially the Tibetan population is continually being abused. His Holiness is a child of Nalanda, the greatest university of its time, maybe the greatest university of all times. But Tibetan form of Buddhism and the culture that arose out of that came from Nalanda, came from India. The Indian government, the Indian people have been incredible hosts to the Tibetans in exile. And I have no doubt they wouldn't have survived or succeeded without the help of the Indian people. So I really want to thank you all for that.
And don't miss to watch the exclusive interview with Richard Gere tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. IST, 1400 GMT on Saturday.